Hi everyone, Brian here with Unique Lighting Systems. Wanted to create a video today to talk to you about how to check the capacity of your low voltage lighting transformer. You need to make sure that you've got plenty of room or that you're not overloading these transformers that are out in the field, because if you've got an overloaded transformer, it'll either tend to shut itself off with the safety measures that are built into it, or you could really shorten the life of that transformer if you've got it working way too hard. So a couple of scenarios to kind of discuss is, let's say you've already got a system at your house or a system in place and you want to add lights to it. Well, you really need to check that transformer to make sure if there's capacity or there's room on there to be able to add these lights. Second scenario is maybe you've just recently installed a transformer and you didn't realize or didn't know how to size that transformer. You're not sure if that transformer is big enough for the system that you installed. The downside is, of course, is none of these transformers out there have any type of readouts or digital displays that tell you, if how much capacity is being used or how much room is left on that transformer. So you really need to sit down and figure it out and how to check it. Now, one of the ways that you can do it, and it's probably the toughest way, is to go out in the field and count how many fixtures are out there, add up all the watts and carry it over and see if you're underneath that wattage of that transformer. Gets tough to do, especially if the system's already in the ground and adding all that up. So I'm going to move you over here to the bench. I'm going to show you a way to check a system that's already installed to see where the capacity is at and how much room you have left on your lighting system.
Okay, so what I've got here is Unique Lighting Systems 150 watt LED transformer. Our 300 watt LED transformer looks almost identical to this, so testing and checking it's all going to be the same. But as you can see, as I open it up, there's no dials in here. There's no digital readouts telling me what the capacity is of this transformer. So the one thing that you will see kind of pretty prominent in the middle of the transformer is it's telling me what the max amp load is on this transformer. Most of them will have them right here in the door, so we've got them both places, but you can see the max primary amperage load on this one's 1.25 amps. So how do you test it for capacity? Well, what you're going to need is your amp probe. A lot of people call them a voltmeter, but what you want to make sure one that actually has a clamp. This is going to clamp around the wire, so that way it can tell us how many amps are actually running through it. What you'll want to do is, if it's got a dial or a twist on there, you want to make sure that you're set to the A with the wavy line above it. If it's got an A and the solid lines as you see here, that's actually for direct current. So if you're on that dial, you're not going to get a reading. Make sure you have it on the A with the wavy line, just like I've got here. So if we go back to the transformer real quick on these Unique Lighting ones, this area right here, you can see we've got what we call a jumper. This is where the photocell usually plugs in. So if you're going to an existing system, there may be a photocell plugged in there. You'll need to unplug that and plug this jumper right back in. If you lose the jumper, you don't have it, call one of your distributors or give us a call. We'll make sure you get one. But it's a good idea to have a couple of these on hand. They get lost all the time. But anyway, if it's not plugged in, plug it in now. And as you can see, as I'm playing with it, it's got an oversized loop on it. And we oversized that for a reason, because what you're going to do is you're going to take your amp probe and actually put it right through the loop and close it down. Once you do that and you've got everything dialed where it needs to be, you're going to get a readout on that screen. Now again, I've got nothing plugged in here, so I'm not getting a readout, but you'll get a readout. And if you get a readout that says 0.5 or 0.7 amps, you're well under the 1.25 rating that's on this transformer. So there's plenty of room to add to it. If you're at 1.2 or 1.25, this transformer is fully loaded, and you may start experiencing some shutdowns or overheated transformers that are going to shorten the life of their lifespan because they're just working too hard. So at that point, you got to think about a bigger transformer. If by chance you're using a Unique Lighting transformer that, let's say, is a 360 or higher, what we've done on those transformers is we've actually taken the cord that's here. You can see that there's two together. On the bigger transformers, this cord would be separated. That gives you the ability to take your amp probe and just grab one of those wires. If you were to come in here and actually grab both wires like this and go around it, you'd get a 0 reading, because basically it's alternating current and both these wires are canceling each other out. So you need to circle around just one of them in order to get a reading. Now, if you've got a transformer that isn't Unique Lighting, or it doesn't have any of these features to be able to test it, what you need to do is run down to your local hardware store and get yourself a line splitter. There's different varieties out there. I grabbed this one from Ace Hardware the other day. It's only about 15 bucks, but this is a great tool to help you decide kind of what your reading is or what your amp load is on your transformer. So if you got one of these, you got a transformer you need to test, what you need to do is unplug this plug inside the transformer. Usually that's where the timer is plugged in, so get rid of that as well if there's a timer in there. And then what you want to do is plug this in that location, plug your transformer right in to the top of that, and then now what you'll have is you have the ability to go back to your amp probe and now actually circle around one of those and it'll give you your reading. That's the best way to do it. And again, if you're at 0.5, 0.75 on a 1.25 transformer, you're doing great. If you're getting close, now you're running into trouble. So those are the 3 ways to test a transformer for its capacity. I appreciate you watching. If there's any questions beyond this, feel free to reach out to me through email. I'll put it down here at the bottom of the screen for you to take a look. Again, thanks for watching.